Has there ever been a time in your life where God felt like a stranger to you?
Well, yeah, for me, I just have a really guilty conscience. And sometimes, even when I didn't do anything wrong, my conscience will nag at me, and it can make me kind of feel like I'm not good enough or I'm a stranger to God. For me, it kind of just was especially around 2 years, and then I don't know what happened. It just kind of my conscience just kind of left me alone a little more. I'd say I definitely still have a conscience, but it's not as, it doesn't make me feel bad for things I didn't do.
Yeah. Did you find that you were doing anything different to get from that point where you had that guilty conscience over your shoulder all the time to where it wasn't bothering you as much, or did it just kind of all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not hearing it as much anymore?
I kind of just stopped circling thoughts over and over in my head.
Yeah. Do you feel like you saw God in that situation and that changed at all, or did you learn anything new about God?
Well, it helped me connect to God because sometimes when my conscience was at its worst, it was it made me feel like I wasn't good enough, and that made me feel further away from God. So after my conscience nagged at me less, I felt like I was closer to God and I could talk to God more easily.
Yeah, it's really, I imagine it'd be really hard to talk to God if you think God's just gonna go, and why did you do this, and why did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks for sharing that. What has life been like as a Christian, as somebody who is coming to church, who believes in Jesus? What would you say?
Well, I feel like it's just kind of woven into my life. I mean, my parents, I've been Christian my whole life, and I feel like I have a really strong church community because if I just am walking through the church and I just see someone I know, know them, and I'll say hi, and I just feel like it can kind of help you feel connected to a lot of people because it's something you share with them.
Okay, well, it's Sunday. I know I'm about to go take my Sunday nap here in about 45 minutes. What does rest look like for you?
For me, it looks like, I'd say I'm extroverted, but I mean,
I would agree.
I really, really like being with people, but
Yeah.
Even the most extroverted of extroverts, they need to be alone sometimes.
Yes.
So for me, rest is probably just being in my room, listening to music, reading, maybe watching a show, curled up on my bed, maybe eating something.
Would those be things that you say fill your cup?
Yeah, definitely. But for me, rest and what fills my cup can be kind of different because that definitely does fill my cup. But also, although this isn't rest to me, I really like talking to people and just being with people, and that definitely fills my cup. I could definitely not get by being alone all the time, so I like to talk to people and be with people.
So why do you think as Christians Sabbath is important?
Well, I think because we can get distracted by all these things that are happening in life. And if we just take a second to take a break from that, we can talk to God and we can really get to know God. And if we just spend all our time thinking about things that's going on in our life, schoolwork and relationships, we can just kind of enjoy talking to God, and we can really get to know God by just devoting a bit of time. And it's not we're neglecting those things when we talk to God, because we can talk to God about those things and ask Him for help.
Have you ever engaged with the Holy Spirit to face challenges?
Yeah, for me, I find it easiest to pray and connect to the Holy Spirit and God when I'm alone in my room, just at night. Sometimes I'll pray, and then that can really help me feel better.
What kind of things do you like to bring up?
Well, sometimes it can be something a school assignment that I'm having trouble with, and sometimes it can be something world peace or helping the homeless.
It's good though that you're bringing that up with God, and it's not just things that, I don't know, sometimes I want to just bring things I think I know how to fix, so God will know how to fix them. But, well, good. I'm glad you're engaging with all that.